Yo, yo, yo. What's poppin'? What's poppin'? What's good, G? So, yeah, I'm gonna come over here. I always be about to say something and be like, let me just make a video. So, you know who this for. Seeper! But, let's just start off with the daily, right? Great time to start off with the day. Excuse me. Great time to start off with the daily. You know, price opened around 2 hours ago. Price opens around 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And at that specific time, this candle right here was the first candle that actually closed beneath several lows. The lows in particular, this right here, these lows here. And what I mean by low, if you see these candles right here, you see how price traveled and then went up here, creating those two bullish candles. This candle closed here and then opened here, pushing price back up. So that's what I mean by low. Price made a low here, made a low here, here, right? And price hadn't been down here since December, right? This is December range. Back here, this is October going into September range. And even to be even more specific, price wasn't even down below here for only what a week. It looks like a week and some change. All right, and price is just now coming back into this range, this area here. So what I'm personally waiting on in the total market cap is what we're looking at, and specific price range and points we're talking about here is around 2 trillion, right? 2 trillion. And for let me zoom in for the ones that struggle to see. Around 2 trillion, right? 2.06 trillion is where I'm waiting on price to retrace back down to. This is specifically the 786 and the 886 Fibonacci range. I want to see price accumulating here, right? I assume to believe that price is going to do something like this in some range. I'm not the one that's going to be like, price is going to do this and then do that and then do this, that. Nah, I ain't got time for that. That ain't even my type of style of trading. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm going to wait on is for price to actually reach one of these levels and react accordingly. Because right now we're currently on the daily time frame. You want to look at things from a higher time frame perspective. What we're always waiting on from a halfway standpoint, if we look at this aqua line right here, that's our 50 EMA. Right now I'm on a 3-day. I'm gonna back down to be more specific. We're on where I was explaining all of this here. This is the daily time frame. If you look where these false breakouts here, these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 candles were these false breakouts. Look where it came above the aqua line here and then rejected, right here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 candles, and then turned around. Now that's beginning to happen on higher time frames. The higher the time frame, the bigger the drop, right? The higher the time frame, the bigger the move, the bigger the boom, the bang. That's what we want. So we want to see price come back. So right now this is a 3-day time frame. This is probably the best time I like to look at before the weekly, right? This is weeks worth of time. If I were to hide everything so you can see, this is weeks worth of time. If I go to the 3-day, it kind of shrinks time a little bit more and keeps it in some type of a pattern. So nonetheless, this purple box around 2 to 1.89 trillion is where I'm right on the total market cap. If I go into the 4-hour to the 1-hour time frame, what specifically happened to create this bearish move is just simple accumulation. Simply what I want price to do in the 786, 886, or even lower, this is what it did here. And when it crosses this magical 50 line so many times, right, gives you a bang. And when you know how to identify the market and know what you're looking for, right, you know how to wait for price to come back to you to give you into the market, right? Bang. So overall perspective, that's what I'm waiting on. So now when I go into my other coins, you know what I'm saying, starting with Bitcoin, it's the same thing. Bitcoin is going to be the main coin we're following because Bitcoin holds the most value. Why is that? Because it's the main coin. Bitcoin right now is around 47 trillion. So if I put it into a bigger context and say, all right, if I'm waiting for the total market cap to get around 2 to 1.89, that means I'm waiting on price to lose money, right? Around 160, was at 1 point, So I'm not even gonna guess what that is. Y'all see what that is, right? That's gotta take an effect into the main coin as well. So I want to see Bitcoin, right? We're now looking at Bitcoin coming around 42.35. That's my main goal. When I see price getting into 35, that's what I'm like, all right, that's when it's into play, and y'all gonna see a whole nother trail pop out, right? That's where I want to see. But you must be aware of the buyers that are also waiting on that exact same thing. Everybody know what's going on. You know what I'm saying? This ain't no game. You see how when price reached this level here for the first time, so I immediately rejected and then hovered here. You know what I'm saying? It's going to react when it gets to those levels on a deeper perspective. Price is not going to hold here for long. As we go to more coins, where I'm actually going to skip over ETH and go to XRP to just show you, for example, even Solana. I'll skip over Solana, but XRP is where I saw this, right? On the daily, it's not as a perspective, but on the 4 hour, you can see how when price came down here, it didn't stay. And the reason I have price in this range like this, because I want you to have your eyes here. When price came down to this area right here, price was barely even there for in comparison to when price was here, when it loaded up here, and here, etc., etc. So what I'm trying to say is price is not going to stay in certain ranges long enough for you to react. You have to actually be in preparation ahead of time, and have your zones marked out, have your certain coins marked out, have your certain 5 layered out, so you know what's going on, right? I'm actually going to go to Solana next, because Solana is getting closer and closer to a range, an area that I want to see. For me, I want to see price come back at least 80 and 76. Like always, it's purple box, but specifically here in this gold range 105 is because this is the golden ratio 618. This golden ratio coming off a higher time frame. It looks like a 3-day more time perspective. But starting pretty much all the way from the low, this is crazy, from $22 of last year, I was going to say this year, July of 21 up to November of 21. So pretty much 3 months. Man, price, like, sheesh, is crazy. So, you know what I'm saying? I am highly prospectively looking at Solana. So 105 is where I'm waiting at with Solana. But you see how Solana is at a different structure. Let me go back to even just the daily time frame. Actually hide everything. If you look at Solana, you see how low it is. And when I say low, look how deeper in the range it is compared to like Bitcoin, or compared to like Loopring. They all have their different structures. Even like Mana is on the whatchamacallit, so it's really different. You know what I'm saying? This is very different. Look at how sand looks. These coins look very different than the main top coins. So when you're averaging yourself into these different coins and into these different establishments, it's important to know that these structures and levels are going to hit differently and respond differently. So with that being said, I'm not even going to I was going to get on here and mark up some charts and do some different things. I'm actually just going to leave everything like it is. You know what I'm saying? I think everything is set up to look very well when it continues to play out. But good drop today. For sure. Yes, sir.